Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Beautifully Aligned podcast, the podcast for the woman who wants to live her most beautifully aligned life. I am your host, Lynn Ford, certified professional life coach. And today we are talking mindset. So, why mindset, you ask? Because your mindset is like the foundation for building your most beautiful life. If you have a bad, shitty, dirty, and I'll get into the dirty piece in a minute, mindset, then your beliefs are probably skewing on the negative side, which means your life is maybe not looking how you want it to look. So when we can shift our mindset to be more positive, and I did an episode about kind of living in your delusional state, and this kind of applies to mindset in a way. So I encourage you to listen to that episode if you haven't already. But having a positive mindset will pay dividends on how your life goes, because what happens is your mindset is basically a series of beliefs, right? So if we are saying, let's just give an example. If it's raining outside and you have dirty sunglass lenses, we hear about rose-colored lenses as well. That's maybe the more ideal mindset. But say you have dirty lenses and you see that there's rain outside. Are you going to say, oh man, it's raining again. It's gloomy. It's disgusting. This is so depressing. My day is going to be horrible because it's raining and people are going to be driving terribly. And now I just don't want to go out and do anything. You see how these thoughts become beliefs and you're just kind of spewing this negativity, versus somebody with a rose-colored set of glasses, a rose-colored mindset might be thinking, wow, I'm so grateful that it's raining today. We need this rain. It's providing nourishment for the earth, water. You get it. So there's a huge difference in how we look at everything and how we believe things are happening around us and for us, in the sense of being negative versus positive. So in that rain example, both responses, the quote unquote negative response, the annoyed, I'm annoyed it's raining, I can't go out, versus the positive response, both become beliefs. And then beliefs can become our emotions and how we feel about things. And then I think of, anxiety, people who feel anxiety. I have felt anxiety for a long time in the past in my life. And part of that was due to mindset, a lack mindset. And maybe it is for you too right now. But those emotions that come up stem from our beliefs. And I'll give you an example there. So say that in elementary school, because this happened to me in elementary school, there was a group of girls, a couple girls that I was friends with. And then all of a sudden, it felt like they wanted nothing to do with me. And it was soul crushing. I didn't know why. I thought about everything I said and did. I couldn't think of anything that I did that was wrong, but I was blaming myself. I felt really down. And that emotion really sucked, especially as a little kid. Now, this emotion has come up for me again in adulthood when I wasn't included in something that, oh, what's wrong with me? Emotion, which freaking sucks. And so that emotion's not new, but it stems from that belief. And we all want to feel our best, right? At least I hope so. And what I want to say is you will only go as far in life as your mindset. And I want you to think about your mindset kind of like a blueprint. So when you're building a house, you have a blueprint. That's kind of your plan for the house, and then you execute. The same goes for your life and your mindset. When you're thinking about how you want your life to go, it all starts with your mindset. And there is a quote that I want to read to you here. It is from the author Stephen Covey. He's the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it is, all things are created twice. Mental creation is first, and then in life second. How true is that? Especially for today's episode on mindset. So your mindset really is the foundation for living your very best, most aligned life. We've got to get your mindset right. And to do that, I am going to give you a series of questions. So I encourage you to, if you're not driving, if you're not doing something where you can't write, that's fine. But if you can write these things down, these questions down, and then answer them, if you're just getting started in your mindset journey, I encourage you to do this. So the power of creating this change in your life starts with your mindset. You might experience some limiting beliefs. And in my experience as a coach, working through those limiting beliefs before we start implementing a positive mindset, we can do this simultaneously, but really getting into those limiting beliefs and starting to work through them will naturally help us flow into building your strength, positive growth mindset. So I just wanted to say that there on limiting beliefs. And if you are interested in working on limiting beliefs, I am accepting new clients right now. You can reach out to me. I will leave the link to just book a free call with me in the show notes. So that's on limiting beliefs. That's a whole thing. Okay, so to journal these mindset questions in no particular order. First one is, what do I choose to believe? And then, is what I am believing in alignment with what I desire? A lot of times it's not. When I've journaled this in the past many different times, and my beliefs have not been in alignment with what I desire. And then it creates this conflict, and it creates procrastination. It creates not having that solid belief. And then I have to go back and challenge my limiting beliefs to actually move forward and embrace this positive mindset to then see what it is that I want to see in my life. So that is a really, really great question to ask. The next question to ask yourself is, do you speak highly of yourself? And the most important relationship that we have in life is with ourselves. I'm sure you've heard people say that before, but it is so true. And when you think about speaking highly of yourself, yes, it's to others. How do you speak about yourself to others? But also, how do you speak about yourself to yourself? I have an episode about negative self-talk, which is a fabulous listen if you struggle with speaking terribly to yourself, because many of us do. I have that episode. Please listen to it if that is something that you would like to work on. So just answer the question honestly. Maybe list some ways that you do speak highly of yourself. Maybe list some ways that you do not speak highly of yourself, and then journal beyond that what comes up for you when you say XYZ about yourself, whether it's negative or positive. Next question is, how can you be kinder to yourself? So kind of along that same line of, how are you speaking to yourself? And if you are speaking negatively to yourself, how can you be kinder to yourself? Next question is, how is your current mindset helping you succeed in whatever area it is you are looking to succeed? I want you to list it all out. Last journal prompt is, write down 3 positive beliefs that will help you live your best life. Maybe you can think of more than 3. Hopefully you can, but if you're just getting started, just write 3. Maybe more will come to you. I did this and I thought of so many, and I was flooded. Like, my physical being was flooded with positivity, and that positive, happy, encouraged, empowered emotion just came over me. So doing this practice is huge. As often as you can do it is really, really amazing for your mindset. So that journaling piece is huge when you are looking to make a mindset shift, just to be aware of where you are now and where you want to be and what you want your life to look like, and really just kind of exploring your beliefs and your emotions and building that muscle of building a stronger mindset, which will hopefully lead you to gratitude, self-awareness, all the good things. And something that I invite all of the clients that I work with to do is to have a morning routine, ideally a morning routine, where they create a ritual to start their day with positive intention. So this could look like journaling. This could look like meditation. This could look just like thinking about these questions that I've listed or other questions to answer mentally. Maybe it's taking an ice bath and thinking about this, whatever it is that nourishes them. And it's going to vary slightly for different people, things that will nourish your mindset. And then we think about the concept of what you focus on. So hopefully it's this gratitude and this positive growth mindset. It will expand. And as we do it and build that muscle of a positive mindset, it will expand and expand and expand. So that's what I really want to encourage you to do. It's what I work so closely, again, with my clients on, is building this muscle of a positive mindset, because we all need it to succeed and live an aligned life. One more thing that I want to say before I go is to share with you something that my coach instructor, when I was going through my coaching certification course, said was, don't believe everything you think. And my gosh, is that true? We have so many thoughts. I don't know scientifically like how many thoughts we have a day, but it's a lot of thoughts. They come in and out. Some of them, many of them we might choose to believe. They're not all true, right? So there are people, and I used to be one of them, that just let these beliefs and thoughts and all of these things come in with zero filter, like zero positive mindset filter. Just let them come in. I just welcome them into the house, and it's just like loosey-goosey, flowy. I'm just going to let all this shit come into my mind and I'm going to believe it. And those were negative things. A lot of them were negative because our brains want to keep us safe. So they're going to skew negative, like, ooh, you're in danger. And I think I talked about that in the negative self-talk episode, is that our minds will skew negative to keep us safe. But we want to train our minds, which is why it's so important to establish a routine of building that muscle, like I was just saying, so that we can start to believe in ourselves. We can start to build this roadmap that's very intentional and have that filter on in our minds. And it takes a lot of work. And so, like I said at the beginning, it's kind of like building a house and having a blueprint. Your mindset is your blueprint and you are the creator. So where are you going? Where do you want to go? How can you be the best creator? So that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I would be so grateful if you would share it with someone you know might enjoy it. And if you are feeling inclined to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, I would be so grateful. And with that, I will chat with you next week.